Well, howdy there, folks. Welcome back to Mossy Roots Farm. Here's a little grazing video for you. So as I'm sure you can see, I've got a nice bare patch in here, real tall patches over here, but wait till you see what's up top. Morning, boys. How you doing today? So, the further we get up here, the better this grass starts to look. I'm gonna hop the fence. And then once we get all the way up here, it's the best grass I've ever seen. Hopefully they don't start yelling too loud and we can't hear anything. Look at this. This stuff has not even really gone to seed yet. Super tall and awesome. And when I put a fence post in here, it's gonna be super moist. This is what I want all of my stuff to look like. Then I have just not even 10 feet from it, patch of dirt right there. So, this is the goal. This is what we're starting with. Now, that's not fair to say that's what we're starting with because this has been going on for 2-3 years at this point. Pretty heavily, continuously rotationally grazed, I mean. But this is what I want. This patch of dirt has been baking in the summer sun, and I guarantee you there's no moisture in that. But if I dig even 4 feet over here, I'm gonna find all kinds of moisture. You wanna leave stuff in the pastures, especially in the summertime. Now, a lot of folks will say, oh, it's waste, right? In certain times of the year, I would agree that it's waste. I'm coming into summertime. This is like the second week in June. We haven't had rain for like a month. So, yes, I have a bare spot here, but I also have a good chunk of grass. Now, I don't like the fact that it's laid over. As you can see, this has been laid on, so there's still a lot of stuff here. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna be harder for it to grow back up through all of this that's laid down on too. But even though it's laid down on, this is gonna keep moisture in the soils, and that's what's important to me right now. That's why my rotationally grazing is more adaptive grazing, because I have to change throughout the year. I can't just do one thing all year. But this is amazing. Now, there is a strategy to get around some of these plants just being laid on like this. It's called strip grazing. So imagine this fence here. If I move this fence 5 feet that direction, the cows would be able to eat 5 feet that direction and eat all of this. But that would mean that I would have to feed them every half hour, every hour. Now, you could obviously change your footage this direction so that you can go every hour or every 2 hours, whichever works best for you and your operation. Hi, buddy. I don't have an alfalfa cube for you. Sorry. But that is something that could be done to eliminate some of this. Now, I know of a fella who also has Dexter's, and I believe he's in, can't remember if it's Colorado or Oregon, but he's in one of those two. And he does the strip grazing because they only get water from snow melt. They hardly get any rain all year, so he has to hold as much as possible. And even like this guy, he's not completely stepped over, but this guy's gonna start growing back from up here, and it's gonna take a lot more than if it were to be eaten down. Oh, that's cute. Baby girl's licking the baby boy. The baby boy. What are you doing? You are so weird. Hi, Remy. But that is what I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show that it is possible to have all this, and this is my goal. This is what I want. I just have pieces of my farm that are not quite there yet. And it's not that it's anything. I mean, it would help if I had less cows, for sure. But I think this spring, I started grazing way too early. I've always heard, and I've always followed the rule of Wait till the trees start to bud. Once you see buds on the trees, like actually starting to open, then start grazing. This year we had such a warm spring, this grass took off like wildfire, and I was worried I was behind. Speaking of behind me, hello Jersey. I was worried I was behind, and then it ended up being a cold snap for about a week. And I mean, freezing temperatures overnight. So of course the grass stopped growing, but the trees hadn't budded yet. So I'm gonna next year follow the rule of if the trees haven't budded out, I'm not letting the cows out. But this is what it's all about for me. Learning, trying, seeing what works for me in my operation, because my soils and my ground is going to be different than yours, even if you're just across the street or just across the fence. So, alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. Mr. Pickles will catch you on the next one.